Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. In this video, I'm going to show you some stuff that I got either via gift or eBay or trade or whatever. And that's what I tend to do on my videos. Um, I've done 99 videos so far. And my next one, I'm going to do a video response or a video challenge. And, usually I go 10 minutes, I show some cards, which I love showing cards. And, there's not a whole lot of critical thinking in it, but it's what I feel comfortable doing and what I like doing. I really don't want to try to influence anybody on anything. You're if you're watching this, you're probably an adult or close to it, and so you don't need me to tell you how to collect or how to do something. But what I want to talk to you about, I've been thinking about this for a while now, is I'm so glad, I'm so glad I started doing YouTube content because baseball cards been a hobby of mine for a long time. I just remember as a kid, I loved playing baseball or loved being out playing basketball or football and stuff, being outside more than I like collecting cards. But if it was raining outside or if I was by myself and stuff, I could hear my mom say, "Just get out your cards." Basically go do something. And cards have kept me entertained for a long time, and they're still doing it. But this YouTube thing is keeping me entertained as well. Right now, if any just extra minute that I have, I like to click on other people's channels and watch their content. And sometimes, when they're doing talking about topics and stuff, I either disagree with them or I agree with them, but it doesn't change the way that I feel about them. But the thing that I wanted to talk about here is we got a hobby, and we're lucky because I enjoy this. I enjoy this as much as almost anything. But my mom, who's still pretty young, my mom's only 77, and she doesn't have a hobby. My dad passed away 20 years ago. She got remarried and he passed away as well. But she works, and that's her hobby. She spends a lot of time just even when she's talking, to me and my sister and brother, she talks about work. But she works because if she didn't work, she would go crazy. It gives her something to do. And you see so many people working, and then when they retire, they they pass away too early. Or they've worked all their life in works all they've known, and then when it comes time to hang it up, they don't know what to do with their time or do with themselves. And my mom, you know, is she's not the only one in my family. I have uncles and that work, and I just don't know what their hobbies are. And I don't work very hard anymore. I got some super good employees that you've heard me talk about. But what makes this baseball card stuff fun is it bring it not only is it my hobby, but it's a big part of my life. When I go into work, I got my foreman Mauricio come in, and he'll send me an article about baseball or baseball cards being sold, and we'll talk about it at work. Or I got another foreman, Andy, who is starting to share his collection with me and the way he collects them. And it's he'll come in and talk about some cards that he has and show me some stuff that he found. And both of them are very generous. They both have given me stuff. But so I got that at work, even where I'm talking about baseball cards. But for fun, I go to set up at shows, and that's part of this baseball card collecting hobby of mine. I love seeing people going around, coming to my table and talking to me and trading cards or selling cards or showing me their cards. So I have that. At times, yes, at times, well, most days during the week, I'll end my day with a 30-minute stop at the local card shop, not to buy any cards. If they're there, sure, I'll buy some, but I go there just to visit with the owner and a couple of his workers and maybe some friends of mine that might be in there shopping at the same time. So that's a big part of it. And then when I get home, I always have something that I can do with this hobby. And it gets my mind off of work. It gets my mind off of maybe some important things that's bringing me down in this thing called life. I can click on the television, go to YouTube, and watch some silly channel for a half hour, or watch a bunch of stuff and see a bunch of cards. And so we're lucky. And so I think that if as soon as I'm done working, as soon as I sell out, I'm not going to say, oh, I don't have anything to do. What am I going to do to stay busy? This hobby is going to keep me busy for a long time. And that's why I probably won't ever sell out. Right now, it feels like that I will never sell out. I might sell stuff slowly and get a smaller collection. And I might go different routes. Here lately on YouTube, I've been part of some stuff that talks about the direction of your collecting and that kind of stuff. Well, I might change directions maybe sometime down the road, and it just kind of keeps this hobby young and keeps me growing. And I say this a lot to people: if you're not growing, you're dying. My wife has challenged me throughout the 30 years that we've been married to keep getting educated, and keep learning about stuff. And so now, I'm learning more about cards and stuff. And if I was going to give some advice to people that, if you're collecting cards, there's some benefits of it besides flipping cards and making money. These guys that got into the hobby when everything was booming and they were flipping cards and now they're out, they didn't catch the bug truly, because they may have to have another hobby to fall back on other than this baseball card collecting, because it just didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. And maybe some of them it did. Maybe some of them made a ton of money and they got out at the right time. But collecting vintage cards, it's going to be around longer than Chris from Missouri is. And I just kind of wanted to say this. We're lucky that we have a hobby. Lucky we have something to fall back on to keep our mind busy, and it enables us to get more and more friends. So, I challenge you to bring people into your hobby. You can. Mike, a baseball collector, I forget all the things that he said, but when you do a video, you want to educate, entertain, or inspire. And you can do all three. You can try to do all three, and it just doesn't click with somebody. But you might click with somebody and bring them in, encourage them to increase what they do in the hobby, like join groups, reach out to YouTube people. Don't be afraid to talk to them. And then also maybe do a video yourself. What I'm going to do now, I've talked too much about that. What I'm going to do now is show you a few things that I got, and I'll show you these items. So first of all, I got this. It's a RC Cola can, and this is Pete Rose. Now I have this. I have it stacked up right behind me. You can see it behind me. But this one's going to go in there. I received this from my foreman, Mauricio, and it's in a lot better shape than the one that I got up there, so it's going to go up on my little triangle up on the wall. So another thing. So I did a showcase showdown with Mike Baseball Collector, and we did Mike Schmidt, and we brought in Ray from Philly, and I didn't have this card, nor did I have the 89, And so I try to get these back before our showcase showdown, which I got creamed in. Ray from Philly beat Mike and I both, but I finished way back. And I tried to get these in, and it came across like something was wrong with my purchase. And well, this came in about 2 weeks too late. This Mike Schmidt, and the '89 hasn't come in at all. And I'm just waiting around to see how that plays out. But anyway, this finishes out my Mike Schmidt run. Now the other things that I got. So speaking of the showcase showdown, which I believe is my most fun time that I have on YouTube. We got Warren Spawn on that wheel. Well, I'm trying to finish up the Warren Spawn run before it takes place, so I can beat Baseball Collector. And the same thing with this 1962 Whitey Ford. Now, my video's a little blurry right here, so I apologize. So it's the same thing with Whitey Ford. If Whitey Ford gets picked up on the wheel, I'm going to have a pretty good representation. Now, guys, I'm sorry. I talk. I didn't keep it too long or anything like that. Again, I just want to talk about having a hobby, keeping your mind busy, planting seeds in your life, so when you do retire, you have something growing that you want to do. Whether it's traveling's part of this for me. Whether it's meeting up with friends, this baseball community is that for me. Whether it's making money, this baseball card could be a way to do that. So listen, guys, just again, this is my 99th video. My 100th is coming up. I'm going to do a video response challenge and a giveaway on my next video. Please stay tuned and look forward to that. And I want to tell you here that I really do appreciate you watching this, and I appreciate this community so much. And I want to keep the negativity out of this thing. And remember, guys, it is just a hobby. Collect what you like.